YouTube, what's going on, man? We about to react to profound pondering. You have to let yourself go. We're gonna see what this is about. So we're gonna see what this about. See what's going on with this. And yeah, we cut this down. So we get this shit out of fucking my here. All right.
That the main thing that stops us from sort of building an identity that we actually resonate with is how much we get attached and stuck on our unchanging self. And what I mean by that is not,
I put that mug for his screen.
just like not liking yourself when you're changing, or not liking what you change into, or not liking yourself at the moment, but not being able to let yourself go, let yourself change, embracing your own change. And I've been wanting to make a video on this for a minute because I feel like it's something that's super prevalent, especially in this current generation, not being able to allow yourself to change. And I feel like I was like this for so long. I've been like this. I feel like up until recently, which I hate to say because I like to think that I've been pretty self-conscious of myself for a while. But up until recently, I didn't really allow myself, at least in mind, to change.
That's something that I plan on doing. Like, well, I've started and I plan on continuing doing. Like, I'm trying to let go of like the negative parts of my old self, even though they help make me part of who I am. But like some of the negative parts of my old self, I'm trying to let go. Like, um, as in like procrastination on a lot of shit. Like waiting to the last minute to do something, or saying I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and then never get around to doing it. Just like with this YouTube stuff, for the longest time, I said I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get on camera, I'm gonna start doing some shit, I'm gonna start recording videos and uploading videos, and I just kept prolonging and prolonging and prolonging that shit till I just came up with it in my head. Like, bro, I'm just gonna do it. Cause shit, all you gotta do is start. And once you start, it's just like you just get in the groove and be consistent with what you're doing. And that's been the word I want to use for my life too. Like consistency. I feel like that's very important to me right now at this point in my life, bro. I'm 25, and I feel like if I really want to get somewhere, like and accomplish things that I've never accomplished before, I have to like break out of the bubble that I've placed myself in or I got comfortable being in. Like I got to start doing things that I'm not used to. I got to start like trying to get to things that I haven't tried to get to and changing things about myself. Like I always be like trying to stay active and doing something like exercise wise, but I've really been trying to lock in now. So this following week, I think I'm gonna try to go to the gym at least 5 times in a week. I started today. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna just try to be as consistent as I possibly can. Like that's my whole goal for 2025 is just consistency. Be as consistent as possible, bro, to get to where I'm trying to get to. And that's the old part of myself that I'm letting go is the not consistent me, the not focused me. Now I feel like I want to have a mindset of just focusness and self improvement. Like this whole year of 2025 and onward, it's just me self improving day by day. Uh, yeah, that's my little spiel, but I'm gonna keep going.
And I didn't understand why. And it's a lot of mental conditioning. I was reading a book called Becoming Supernatural. It kind of highlights a lot of the points of that. It's essentially saying that we kind of get addicted to who we are. We get addicted to the chemicals of our experiences of the past. We get addicted to who we were.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we just loop those over and over again. And I don't know if many of you believe in like manifestation or anything like that, but even on a fundamental level, if you're constantly replaying the same thoughts and same actions and reliving those experiences, your body's gonna keep thinking you're going through that.
Yeah.
It's almost inescapable. And it's almost like, how can you change when, the situation's occurring at the moment? How can you change when you're reliving the exact experience that got you to the point you're in right now?
Right.
And I'm not saying just forget, that's hard to forget. Even in my experience, like there's still stuff that I hold on to that I'm constantly trying to work on. Things in the past that I didn't necessarily like how it went, or feel like I could have handled better, or feel like I just needed a little more insight or maturity to get through.
Right.
But in saying that, I realized that, no change is going to occur unless I let myself go. unless we let ourselves develop, unless we make a change. And I'm not saying like intentionally change yourself. I'm not saying forget who you are and not or neglect who you were. Because I feel like once we do that, I feel like, on a fundamental level, it might be easy.
I feel like that's important too. Like with letting yourself go, like once you get to growing, like having goals, setting goals lists, like week by week, like writing it down, the things that I've accomplished and things that I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to get to or whatever, whatever. I have to like it. I feel like it's gonna be more of a present to myself because I'm gonna look at like my old self and I want to be able to look at my old self and be like, dang, I don't even recognize this guy. That's how much of a growth period I want to go to and becoming a better person in myself. Like taking on things that I think I couldn't accomplish back then and trying now and doing anything I can do to accomplish what I want to accomplish. Just like he said earlier with manifestation. It was this thing I seen on the Instagram reel, and it was basically like a video saying like if you want something, like this lady, she used this method to like achieve a bunch of like prizes or something like that. But it was called spec, and it's select, project, expect, and then collect. So I've been looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna select what I want out of life, then I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say it, which is projecting it into the world. Then I'm gonna expect it to happen because I've projected it and I've put the work in to get to it. And then following that, I collect it, which is basically manifestation. And I'm learning like with manifestation, like you can do whatever you put your mind to doing. Like it's no incapability of anything. Like if you have a, a functioning full a function as a functioning adult or a functioning person, period, you can achieve anything you want to do as long as you put forth the effort. Like I'm Christian, right? So I pray, I talk to God about the things I want, and you know, guide me to get to where I'm trying to get to. But I also make sure I'm putting in the work now. Like that used to be my problem. Like, bro, I say I want something so bad, but then I look around and I ain't put no work in to get there. And then I'm wondering like, oh, why ain't nothing happening? Why am I stuck? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel like I'm not going nowhere? And I'm at the point now where, like I say, consistency is my word, and just keep going and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. As long as I keep doing, something has to happen. It's impossible for something not to happen if you keep putting forth effort. So that's why I say spec, like too, like you select what you want, you project it, you expect it, then you collect it. It comes full circle. And I feel like that's that's manifestation. The same thing. Same thing, manifestation, man.
Easy to forget yourself or to act different. Like I can go out and act like a completely different person, but I feel like it's those cycles. I think another YouTuber named Ryan, he talks about cycles all the time. It's like the ups and downs, but once we start feeling some way, once we start vibing a certain way, we start looping those same thoughts over and over again. And again, stuck in those same thoughts, we relive those same experiences and we fail to grow as people.
Rule number 3.
Since we gotta add anyway, we don't fuck with ads, but I will say this too. Like I learned too, a lot of things that I used to have is like a crutch, like trauma that I've went through and things that I've had to deal with that have been hardships. And I'm learning like as the older I get, like to move forward and really grow in life, I have to let go of the traumas that I used to deal with when I was younger. I was talking to my mom about this too. She was telling me the same thing. Like a lot of childhood traumas, you got to eventually let go to grow. And I've had a lot of like stuff that I've dealt with that I'm learning to let go of because it does not play a part in what my life is now. It did help build me and make me the person I am today, but it does not benefit me in the life that I'm having now. Like as in like it shouldn't be able to pull or tug on my emotions. Not and it really you know what I'm saying? Like I guess it could, but I'm not gonna allow it to tug on my emotions because I know I'm trying to growth. Like I want to be a better version of me. So I try to put things that I've went through that were negative behind me, not forget them, but put them behind me and move forward and make more positive moments for myself in every aspect, And I know life is a journey, and everything you go through it's gonna happen. It's meant to happen if it's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let go of old traumas and build healthier things in your present life. And I also learned too. I'm just rambling, but this is kind of like what this is, like pondering, bro. Um, let's try to get this ad off the screen now.
You can't get rich slow. When I owned 100 houses,
but yeah, man. That's what we trying to get to, man. We trying to growth as an adult male in the world, and soon to be the year 2025, man. I pray for great things to happen. I pray for great accomplishments to come, and yeah.
I think the first step in letting yourself go, the first thing that I did was stop being ashamed of my own change and wanting to get better. Stop being ashamed of trying new things for myself. Like I've talked about it in a video, like how I do affirmations. At first I was like, why would I do that? Like, why would I talk to myself? Why would I say anything to myself like that? I feel like that's kind of desperate. But like one thing I realized, like, you can't be ashamed of loving yourself.
Exactly.
That's one thing you can't be ashamed of, yourself.
Facts.
Like you can be ashamed of your actions, this, that, and the other. But your betterment, I feel like that's something you have to
embrace,
sort of hold on to and appreciate regardless.
Yeah. Facts.
And I think that's how I got to the point I'm at right now. I feel greater than I ever did. And then I read out my list of affirmations. I say stuff every morning, every night. I used to do 3 times a day, but time just not really on my side. I leave the house, my dorm at like 8 a.m. and I come back at like 10. So it gets kind of hard some days, but on those days where I can, it's important to reinforce those things in your head. Because as I said before, like those negative loops, those negative cycles of thought, you're constantly thinking these negative things over and over again. They have to be combated by something or replaced.
And that's a true statement, bro. Because the more you think negatively of yourself and all the bad stuff that you have done, you take away from the good that you're doing. It's like doing yourself a disservice, bro. If you're gonna talk about something negative, make sure you incorporate something positive. That way you don't just have that mindset of negativity. Like, also, like he was saying, bro, you should never be ashamed to do affirmations or ashamed to do things that is going to progress your mental health. Because at the end of the day, you are the person, your mind, your being is the person controlling this body that has to walk this earth. So I would never feel ashamed to be me or do things that are going to benefit me mentally, physically, emotional, spiritually, everything. Like, you gotta learn to become what you want yourself to be, like what you see yourself as. Like, if you see yourself positively, your life probably will feel more positive. You look at the cup half full and half empty. You see it the opposite way, then it's gonna probably be more negative. So you gotta love yourself. You gotta take that self-love and bring it to yourself, because ain't nobody gonna love you the way you gonna love you, if that makes sense. Because can't nobody feel the way you feel. Can't nobody be you to know you. Only you know you, and you know what you need on the deepest level. You know what I'm saying? And it take loving yourself and appreciating yourself and doing things for yourself to get to that point to where you feel better. And I'm working on that day by day. I'm saying it. But I'm also saying it to myself too, even more. Like, so to re-lock in on even more on what my goal is, what my focus is on. You know what I'm saying?
Replaced by something. You can't replace a bad habit with absence. You have to fill it in with something good. I feel like you're not going to stop, smoking or something and just instead just sit still. You're going to find something else to fill that vacancy. And I feel like a lot of people, we have vacancies inside ourselves.
Yeah, emptiness.
And we like to fill it up with our previous experiences and our own inaction. I think people get stuck and stagnant.
So I'm here to check out Keith. He's interested in setting up his LLC for his business. I'm going to show him. Taylor.
That was also a problem I had too, feeling so stagnant and stuck. Like I need some. You feel like you need something different to, and like this makes like doing this it brings a different type of enjoyment. Like it make me feel like I put something in the empty space too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I feel empty fully. I'm just saying like sometimes you feel like you might be missing something, and then this is like there's something that helps add more positivity to me and makes me happy seeing things like that, bro. It's like an enjoyment for me. So in my music, I make music as well. Yeah, bro, I enjoy doing things like that. I figure like having good hobbies, positive hobbies, and doing things that you truly enjoy, you'll have a better quality of life. Never
And
be
I
scared
always
to be
use the quote
yourself,
like, "He
man.
who thinks his journey is over is truly lost," and that's what I mean. We're not letting ourselves continue our journey.
Journey is
We
never
accept the
done.
connotation. We get comfortable with a connotation. And it's not really comfort within who we are. It's comfort with an idea. Comfort with a definition. Like I used to think myself that it was more comfortable to have definition, to have that. Not to say that I don't have a definition for myself at all, but to say that being comfortable with myself while I'm changing.
Yeah.
And I see a couple of people like that little that bit in my last video where I talked about how you have to be comfortable with yourself while you're changing, not just at the beginning or end. You can't be too comfortable at those sides either. And when I say comfort, I don't mean like don't be comfortable in a sense like don't be happy. I mean, don't be comfortable in the sense that you think that's the end.
Yeah, because life hits you with so many curveballs. You never know what could happen, bro. It's so much stuff that's different. Like in the instant, like it'd be so much. Like you can't get comfortable in your situation, but you got to be happy not being comfortable too. You know what I'm saying? Like whichever way life take you is like a part of your journey. It's a part of where you going.
Don't be stagnant. I think there's so much more to life and so much more that we can experience as people that we fail to truly appreciate just out of, our inability to realize our own change and realize our own potential to change.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people can do a lot of great things. I see great things all the time. And, I'm starting to think I was right about that a little bit. Not necessarily because of my own growth. Mind y'all, I thank y'all so much. I couldn't express in words how grateful I am to have y'all aboard and or with me. Like, I don't really know. It's a crazy experience, but like I've been telling my friends who are kind of creative or do anything, like just put your stuff out there. Just do it. I've been putting stuff out for 2 years. And like it's been great every second. I just love doing it. But it's about putting yourself out there and allowing, yourself to change with it. Yourself to change with the circumstance.
Allowing yourself to change with the circumstances. Basically, like saying, roll with the punches, bro. Like, roll with the punches. Like, even if they, however it take you, just go with it. Cause like it's gonna become something beautiful in itself, regardless. Art becomes something not beautiful, but regardless, it's gonna be something. It's something different. I feel like that's like life, bro. Life is like a big ass book, like full of chapters, different pages, like different parts. It's so much like coming from childhood to where I am now. Like I've been through so many different things. I've grew in so many different ways, and continuing the journey. Like old people, you know how old people say, just keep living. Like if you keep living, bro, you like just keep living, bro. You're gonna learn more, gonna understand more, bro. Like you're gonna figure out things you didn't even know. It's so much stuff that we don't know that we still learning. Life is a beautiful thing, and that's what I'm learning. Like it's beautiful to be just to be on earth and be alive and seeing and hearing and touching and talking and smelling and doing anything. It's like a blessing, bro. Like you're experiencing something that it happens for people, but it's like in retrospect, it doesn't happen for many people. Like like you got to think like you was the one that made it through to be here. And a lot of people like, well, I didn't ask to be here, but like you're here, so that's a blessing in itself. Like I'm learning just to enjoy every moment, like even when things aren't going good, still enjoy the moment because it could be worse. It always could be worse, and it always could be better. But it's always being in the present moment. It's like just you're here. Like it's just like you're here. Like you're here, you seeing it, you experiencing whether it's good or bad, and that's a blessing in itself because you get to experience. You know.
I feel like it's too easy to not do anything. Too easy to go through your life and, realize that you could have done something else.
And I don't want to
Or
experience that. I don't want no regrets in life. I just want to be able to say I tried anything that I wanted to I envisioned myself doing. I want to be able to say I at least tried it and put forth an effort with it.
maybe your passion was attainable. It's about letting yourself go to explore, but also being conscious and mindful of the implications of your actions. It's real easy for me to say, let go, acting like people don't have, their day-to-day stuff. I have my day-to-day stuff. You can't let go of your full identity. What I mean is let go of the parts of yourself that seek out change. You can't run from it. I think a lot of times we run from our problems without realizing that we're running from ourselves. Like we're running from the parts of ourselves that need to heal from certain things. Like I myself, I don't want to get into much detail. I feel like I'm already pretty vulnerable, but there's things in my life that I think I have yet to overcome that I still need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really ashamed of it. Like I'm still working towards it and I'm finding new ways to work towards it. It's about confronting your problems in a way that makes you feel comfortable, but also like create enough change. Because it's one thing to just acknowledge the issue. Like acknowledging the issue in mind, knowing that something's wrong is the first step. It's a beautiful step. I think that a lot of people don't even get to that step. So if you get there, you're halfway to the battle, man. But that other half, that figuring out the application and figuring out yourself enough to change and grow from it is entirely different, which is why I stress the importance of sort of knowing yourself and being present enough with yourself to know how you feel about certain things.
I also think people be stressed out so much because, including myself, like of the unknown. And I feel like instead of being fearful of the unknown, embracing it will make it 10 times better. Because, like, if you embrace it, it'll just come. Like, whatever is going to come, it's going to come. Like, but being fearful of it is like going to kind of shift your mind. Like, you just got to be sometimes. And you also have to try. You can't just like, I can't say you can't because your life is what your life is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Your life is what your life is. But like for me, and I'm knowing for a lot of other people, like just try. Like everybody got dreams, everybody got aspirations and goals, no matter what them goals are or what they may be. Whatever you want to experience or accomplish, bro, I feel like is a million times percent possible. Just don't quit. Don't quit. Don't give up on what you truly want. Just let it take you there naturally, though. Don't try to force nothing.
I think a lot of our traumas and stresses can be mitigated with how we feel about them, how we feel about how we connotate it in our minds.
Definitely skipping to that, though.
Like I used to have a big fear of public speaking. I used to have a big fear, not necessarily fear of just expressing myself in public the way I am. And I think a lot of my friends and a lot of people I see on a daily basis can attest that, as the years have progressed, as I've been developing, like my personality, I feel like shines through regardless of the situation. Of course, I'm mindful, but, like, in not being ashamed of being yourself, like a lot of the stress of like social interaction kind of falls out the window. Not saying that I'm not mindful of like who I'm talking to, how I'm talking to them, but in finding yourself, and which I don't think I've done, I think it's a continuous thing, but
that's what I'm saying. It's a continuous journey.
In finding out the pieces and parts of yourself, I think it opens doors to more pieces and parts. Just like how gratitude breeds more gratitude. Finding stuff to be grateful for, finding things to appreciate, it puts you on that sort of vibration of gratefulness and gratitude and love. And if you express that to yourself, that's literally all you can exude. I think I said a quote in another video, like, loving yourself so much, everything you see, everything you interact with is an exemplar of that love. You got to put yourself out there for yourself. You have to put yourself out there to yourself. Show yourself what you're capable of in a way, and show yourself that, maybe it's not. Maybe let me prove myself wrong in this point. Like a couple of days ago, I'm constantly doing stuff. I've been trying to do stuff just to get myself on my comfort zone and express myself in ways that I'm probably haven't done before. Like I went to a poetry workshop where initially I just like poetry. I'm gonna go and just sit in, listen to other people say. But once I got there, I just started writing. I wrote something, and I performed it. I was nervous the whole time, but I did it. Like I was happy that I did it at the end of the day. Even if I stuttered once, stuttered twice, I got my message out there. I got what I wanted to get out of it, and I showed myself, regardless of my anxiety and how I feel about the situation, I can still move forward. It's not about how you feel, it's about how you react to your feelings.
Yeah, bro. Real talk. Are you gonna let your feelings determine what you do? Are you gonna let your feelings control you, or are you gonna be the one that's controlling your feelings? That's real. Because a lot of times the way we feel or the way we may see something can deter us from going to it. And that could have been a door that was open for us, but we just didn't go through it because of our feelings and our internal fear. Like when you start, you're supposed to deal with your feelings, let your feelings be your feelings, but you react to how them feelings, you're the person that control yourself, basically. Like you allow yourself to react how you want to react. Your feelings will make you think and feel away, of course, but you overall are the person who chooses how to intake that and what to make of that. It's facts. Like, don't let your feelings control you, control your feelings.
Yeah, you react to the parts of yourself that are kind of scared of the situation. And I say all this in moderation. I'm not saying go into some super scary situation and just be a real tough guy. Like, oh my God, you can do anything. Of course, be mindful, be smart, but also be courageous.
Yeah.
Know what serves you and know what doesn't, but also know what has potential to serve you. I feel like the biggest thing we do is serve ourselves.
Yeah.
It all starts with letting yourself go. Being there for.
And that's funny too when he said save yourself, but it starts with letting yourself go. And that's kind of like a saying of, if you love something, let it go and it'll come back better. You know what I'm saying? If you love yourself enough, you have to be willing to let go of your past self to get to who you're trying to get to, the better version of who you want to be. But you have to shed your skin. You gotta shed your skin, man. That's how you evolve. Like that's what life is, bro. It's like about evolving. Like it's just, you're evolving. Even in nature with animals, like they evolve over time. Humans, we evolved over time, like turned into what we are today. Like that's a key point, is evolving, bro. Like turn into something better than what you used to be. It's like if you like anime, everybody know Dragon Ball Z. But you got like Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2. If I said that in the right order, like, I wasn't the craziest Dragon Ball Z fan, but it's like each level is a stronger level, like you're becoming a stronger person mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all that. Like, for sure. Like, if you want something, bro, you just gotta go. You just gotta go get what you want. But enjoy the journey of doing so.
Care for yourself, treating yourself like a friend. Enough to the point where, you know, you allow the parts of yourself to change. You know, it's okay to grow. It's okay to not have definition. And I think once I kind of got to that point in my own development, that I was like okay with seeing parts of myself change, because even now I still hold on to stuff. You know, I'm saying this stuff, but like, you know, truth be told, of course I'm still working on it. That's kind of how I'm able to articulate it to an extent. It's kind of my way of piecing it together. You know, of course there's still parts of myself that I hold on to that seek out change, but I'm becoming more conscious of it. I'm becoming more present with how I feel, because even if it's a part of myself that I know seeks out change, you know, I still love it enough to let it go. I still appreciate what it does for me. I appreciate, you know, feelings happy and sad. Life's only in reference to dark. Light is only in reference to dark. You know, you have to be mindful of how you are connotating certain things in your head. You know, things are bad. You know, some things are bad, some things are good.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's constantly looping in your head, I feel like sometimes you have to use Pascal's gambit. You know, sometimes you have to be a little delusional. I don't know if this is 100% great advice, you know, but you have to let yourself flourish.
That's facts. For whatever you want to achieve, you have to be delusional. People gonna look at you like you're crazy. People gonna look at you like, what's wrong with you? Why are you even doing that? It's not normal. But like for your passion and your dreams and your self feelings, you have to be delusional for self. Like you have to be delusional for yourself. Nobody else can understand or picture what you want to accomplish and what you want to do. So everyone can look at it crazy as long as you understand. The outer world doesn't matter to the inner person. Like your inner person, like you, who you are, is who you have to deal with and live with every day of your life. So to let the outside world dictate what's going on in the inside of you, pause, it's it ain't worth it. I rather seem crazy to the world, insane to myself, because that's peace, and that's also comes with loving yourself.
Let yourself develop. You know, I'm not saying cut everybody off and start a whole new life. I'm saying, you know, cut your old version of yourself off to the point where there's new life inside of you. And if you made it this far in the video, I don't know, thank you so much. Honestly. And just the way my channel has grown in the past couple of days is kind of crazy to me still. But I'm gonna continue.
All right, y'all. Shout out to let's go look at his channel again. Profound Pondering. I like watching this dude videos because it make you think. It really do make you think, man. And yeah, bro. Y'all put yourself first, man. And grow yourself. Become what you always envisioned yourself to be. And I hope everybody can achieve that one day. Dang, my bad, I hit the mic. But yeah, man, I'm out. It's BJ with another video. Hope y'all enjoy. Whoever watched, I appreciate you for watching, even if it's one person. It could be nobody. I could have just made this video for myself. It don't even matter. It's like, but I got what I wanted to say out there. Yeah, man. Yeah, this thing. Let me end this recording. Y'all have a good one.